What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? This Mr. Pringles, the barber, aka Alwayzkuttn's head honcho. I am him, not them. I am him, not them. So I know it's been a while. I know it's been a while since y'all see me, man. But when I pop back in, I mean, y'all see me on Mental Health Mondays, man. Shout out to Teddy the comedian. Mental Health Mondays is outstanding, man. That's been getting a lot of traction. It's helping a lot of the fellas along the way. So with this whole camaraderie of the Mental Health Mondays, that's been outstanding, outstanding. I want to definitely send a shout out to my guy, Teddy the comedian. Beautiful. That's a beautiful thing, man. That's been great. It's been great for me as well, as a co-host. He started out on the Alwayzkuttn Barbertalk as a host as well. You know, shout out to Case Cuts too. Case do an immaculate job on the podcast. And a lot of things is more of right now in my life, I'm going through my transitional period of, you know, I moved to a new shop. Shout out to Top Tier Sweets, man. Love that. Hey man, that spot's great spot, man. Y'all can stop through there. A lot of entrepreneurs in the building. A lot of beautiful young ladies that's taking care of their business. Hey, outstanding. I gotta say that. So shout out to Top Tier Sweets, man. Definitely want to send a shout out to them. It's glad to be back in the building. Got a lot of things going on, trying to handle so much at one time, trying to compartmentalize everything too. So I want to get down to what tonight is about. You know, I did my first spoken word at Say Word Wednesdays with Jay, the artistic genius. Man, she cold. I'm gonna just tell y'all right off bat, she's fire. And I really wasn't ready at the time to do it. I did it off of something took place while I was there that kind of, it definitely motivated me. You know, I've been going to these poetry readings just to get a feel for it. You know, I've been doing poetry. I started out doing poetry when I was younger, like maybe like first grade, when I realized that I had a talent in drawing and with words. So I started out with limerick poems. However, somewhere in my life that transitioned into rapping, you know, which I still was able to show my artistic way, you feel me? Like the gift that I felt that I had. And it was a passion of mine. So, you know, I was rapping. Now that I got, you know, I've been rapping. I'm not looking to be the #1 rap star in the country or the world. However, with this poetry thing, it's something that helps you vent. You know, you need ventilation, you know, going through different things. It's like journaling, you know. And I've noticed with it, it helps a lot, man. It helps a lot. However, when I met this woman, Jay, the artistic genius, man, wordplay crazy. Definitely inspirational. I don't know what else to say, man. When she get on here, I'm gonna let her speak for herself. But this is gonna be a short segment. This is only a segment to get y'all familiar with who she is. We definitely looking forward to a sit down. I'm definitely trying to get her on Mental Health Mondays because this month coming up for March is Mental Health Mondays for the ladies, and I definitely want to have her on here. Overall, she's powerful, extremely powerful. She was trying to get me up there right off back, trying to get me to, you know, do the sign up for just walking in. And I'm like, nah, I ain't ready yet. But after I started seeing, I mean, you know, I'm taking everything in. I like to take everything in. Like, I'm the type of dude, when it's tryouts for the basketball team, I'm not about to just go out there and just jump out there. I'm gonna make sure I'm practicing first. I'm getting a feel for the people around me and all that. You know, I want to do that first. I ain't getting up there trying to make a fool of myself. You feel me? But I can say, let's see where she at. Did she hit the link? Okay, she's on the way. Okay, she's on the way in the building. Oh man. So yeah, man, I want to shoot around first before I get out there, man. I ain't about to just be jumping out there. We're not about to do that. However, while I'm sitting there, taking everything in, I get a text from my phone. It was my time. Like, I'm just trying to take everything in. So I'm getting calls and all this and that, and I just at this time I'm like, okay, well, what could be the issue? Then someone lets me know that somebody real close to me and close to the family had passed. So at this point in my at this point, I was at a, you know, I was on my way up. Energy was up. That brought me all the way down. That had me refocus. It changed my whole mindset about everything. So I'm thinking like, damn, this is fucked up. You know, is this true? It happens to be true. So that helped me think. And I thought about some things like, you're not even promised to be here tomorrow, because the person that passed they didn't pass from old age. They didn't pass from natural causes. It's just was something that let you know that anything can happen in life. And with that, I noticed that it was like there is no time to wait to be ready. You got to stay ready to keep from getting ready, and you never know when it's your time to go. So you might as well take care of everything, right here and right now. So I think she's in the building. Let me make sure she in here. Jada, artistic genius, man. Like I said, man, I want y'all to give her a round of applause. She's definitely about to come in the building. We about to get this in. Let's go ahead. There we go.
Yo, can you hear me?
Of course I can hear you. I know that voice. I know that voice. How everything going?
Good. Everything is everything.
Everything is everything. Hey man,
Yeah,
you
for
like
sure.
me. That busy be busy for real, don't it?
Yeah.
Look,
But it's a blessing though.
I know, right? Time is a blessing in itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I gave him the intro, and basically introduced you, but I'm gonna let you introduce yourself real quick before we get started.
Okay. How y'all doing? I don't know who's listening, but my name is J.R. Grim Harvey. I go by the name of Artistic Genius in the creative world. I'm from the Youngstown area, so not too far from Columbus. I migrated here about a year ago just to, expand my creativity. And I've been doing poetry for about 12 years now. I'm an author, I'm a visual artist, so I paint. So I'm tapped into a lot of different things. And yeah, I think that this is a great podcast for sure. And I'm happy that we got a chance to,
I know,
sit down
right?
and
Listen, it was trying to make sure our times was in sync, man.
yeah.
Because I'm going through my own transitional period. I do want to say this: the artistic genius. You said so. You are author also.
Yes. Published author. 3 books.
3 books.
Yeah, I started back in 2013.
Okay.
Yep. Got 2 books published by Vision Directives out in Dover, Delaware. And then I self published my most recent book in 2021.
Okay, man, that's powerful. I'm working on a book
Yeah.
myself. However, you have to be disciplined with that.
Oh, yeah.
Disciplined,
Yeah, for
punctual.
sure. Yeah, but also, you know what? It's discipline, but also you have to be in that journey in your life to where you're actually ready to produce that type of work, because writing a book, especially about your life, is that's a vulnerable space to be in. So my most recent book, it's called Project Kid, and I wrote that book probably 7 years before I actually published it, because I wasn't ready to release it. I still had to work on some things and uncover some things within myself. So yeah. I realized it was time, but it took a while. It took a while. So it's really, you gotta really, really be in that space to grow,
It's all about
to be able to
timing.
do that.
And
Yeah.
that vulnerable piece that you said, I want to speak on that piece. Just being there to say word that night,
Yeah.
getting up
Yeah. Yeah.
there, that is a
Yeah.
sense of vulnerability right there. Like, you really have
Yeah.
to be able to walk in your truth and be yourself. You can be fully confident in every area in life. Once you get in front of those people, it's gonna define you where you at. It's gonna
Yeah.
take you to another level.
Yeah. That pressure. Yeah, I agree. And it happens to me. It happens to the best of us,
Mm-hmm.
honestly, because although I've been doing this for a long time, I still get in front of crowds, and I feel that, like, my
Mm-hmm.
heart is beating fast. I'm nervous. And it's like, for me, it's like, you know what you're doing, but
Mm-hmm.
it's still that, that humility. So I think that that's a good thing,
Yeah.
but also you just got to be able to really show up and perform, and that comes with practice. It comes with time, it comes with confidence in
Mm-hmm.
yourself, and also prayer. For me, like, you know what I'm saying,
I
I
agree.
believe in a higher power. So I know that this gift does not just come from me. So yeah. Yeah.
And that took care of one of my questions already. What advice you would have had for an up and coming poet? Um, because it's easier, people can sit and write to themselves, listen to themselves. However, once you get up to do that spoken word, that's going to be another situation for where you got to rise to the occasion.
Right.
Um, so I
Yeah,
want, what started, when did you first breathe life into poetry?
I like the way you said that.
Mm-hmm.
That's poetry right there.
Yeah.
Journaling turned into this poetic feel. It started to rhyme, and I'm like, okay, I don't know where this is coming from, but I'm gonna keep it going. So I grew up in the projects, so it was real gutter out there where I'm from. So
You can't
there
tell
was
that. I'm proud of you, man. You can't tell that.
oh
You like
yeah.
me. You cover it. Look.
Yeah.
You wear that well. Go ahead. But
Yeah,
go ahead.
and because over time, you gotta, when you grow, you gotta start to polish that up. Ain't nothing wrong with showing that side, because that side gonna come out of me regardless. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's in my pieces, you know what I'm saying? It's in my demeanor.
Mm-hmm.
But coming from where I come from, I knew there was always something different about me. Not to say that, that I was just completely set apart from the people that I grew up with, but in a sense, I felt like I was. I felt like an outcast, even though these things that were going on around me were somehow, like, affecting me, but they were not necessarily a part of me. So I needed, as a kid, that outlet. So basketball became that outlet for me, and then it was writing and painting. So that was just my way of, like, getting everything out, because I didn't have anybody to go to be able to express those things, and I didn't have a safe space. So my paper and my pen became that for me. So yeah, that's how it happened.
Did you ever feel like you wanted to be a rapper?
Yeah, I've
Okay.
done
So
some songs before,
okay.
yeah,
All
for
right.
sure. But you know what it is about, I think, the rapping piece, I think that it wasn't vulnerable enough for me.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
that's
Like, it was
powerful.
more like, it needed to sound good. Like, you can't be
Mhm.
no trash rapper, but, like, and
No.
I'm not saying you can be a trash poet, but poetry is so broad that
Mm-hmm.
it don't have to have a specific sound to it, or it don't got to have a specific bump to it. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like, you can really tap into so many different, like, styles of poetry
Mm-hmm.
versus, like, rap. Like, some people ain't gonna be accepting of, like, a lot of conscious rappers, and that's not why I went against it. But it was like, I needed something that was gonna really, like, feel the depths of my soul, that was gonna really reach people and heal people, and just be a good impact. And
More
I
of a
didn't feel like,
it's more of a spiritual individual. It
yes,
individualizes you
yeah,
from everybody. Just being poet,
yes,
just poetry.
yes, 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 for sure. It was way more spiritual for me. But I've been on tracks before. I've done features. I've wrote some things to beats, but it didn't resonate with me as much as poetry did.
Yeah, I was trying to make like find a comparison in it, and you pretty much broke that down, unpacked that well. Because I used to rap, but I started out with poetry when I was a kid. However, it transitioned into rapping because that was the thing to do. Now, as I
Mm-hmm.
got older, I started thinking like, well, you're not about to be no famous rapper, so that's over
Right,
with.
right,
Okay,
right.
so how else
Could have
do you?
been.
Yeah, it could have been, but how else do you, express or show that talent?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
just to be able to play with the words and things of that nature, and also it's a way of venting.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So, do you find it? Do you do your poetry from emotions, like whatever you may be going through at that time? A
Um,
lot of them, or you just
so with the years for me, like, of course at the beginning, beginning of my career, I started to do that based off of just emotion,
hmm
whatever I was feeling. So a lot of my pieces were what a lot of people would describe as like sad pieces, like sad
okay,
poems or
okay,
like downers, you know what I'm saying?
uh-huh.
But that was what I needed to do in order to get where I am today, to be able to write pieces that don't necessarily have to do with me, or not quote unquote heavy pieces. Like, now I can write whatever. Like, I can write, love poems. I can write about somebody else's experience. But before, it was like, this was all about just healing myself. I didn't
Mhm.
think about at the time that this was going to impact other people in a positive light. I was just trying to like escape my environment, like, honest to God. So in a way, it was like a selfish creation in order to get through like those struggles for real. And now I do it as a way to still get through those struggles, but also to help other people get through those struggles as well.
That was good. That was good. Um,
Yeah.
so what was the motivation behind Say Word Wednesdays?
Ah, man. The motivation was I'm a self-motivated individual. Let me
hmm
just say that, like, it does not take a lot for me to get out of bed and get it done. But Say Word Wednesdays, really, I don't want to say that the name itself was just like so motivational. I think that the intent behind it was the motivation, because I knew that Columbus, not to say it didn't have spaces or does not have spaces, but I knew that there was something I could bring to Columbus that would be different, that would be fresh, that would be, impactful in a different way, than just poetry. You know what I'm saying? So I've done it before. Back in 2013, in Youngstown, I used to hold something called Speak Up Sundays, and it was more of like a traditional open mic, to where it was like you could rap, you could sing, you could do mime dancing, whatever it was that your talent was, you can actually do that on stage. And I enjoyed that feeling of being bringing people together and having those safe spaces for people in the hood to be able to just get that out, because there weren't a lot of like safe spaces where we're from. So it was like, this was something that people look forward to. Stay out the streets, come and speak up Sundays. You know what I'm saying? So I think that that was just like, that was a seed that was planted in 2013, and it was like I needed to get back to that season in my life. So yeah, Say Word is just like, it's just really like a confidence booster, a um an affirmation to every poet that just has something to say. And it's like, no matter what it is that you have, in your notepad, it's like those words are powerful, those words have meaning, and those words are important for other people to hear. So yeah, just honestly being able to create that community, that space, and to have people, just enjoy themselves for real. It's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of crazy things happening in the world, a lot of other places you could be other than, a poetry night. But I think that every single time people come to something like that, it's like, wow, like, this brings something different to my life, and I want to do more of that.
It's like a safe space too. Like you said, like
Yeah.
you're not going there like you going to the club.
No.
you feel like, okay, well, you ain't really got to worry about too much here. Everything's sweet. So,
Yeah.
like you said, coming from where you coming from and bringing that to the table, you understand the different dynamics on how things can be. Like, okay, well, people going to the club, people all these different areas, you might not want to show up there, but with the Say Word Wednesdays, safe space.
Yeah, and you
Cool.
can feel it too. And
Yeah.
that's the thing, like when your heart is right and when your vision is right, like for it, because I didn't just, pull up and just decide to do this. Like, no, I prayed about it. I manifested
Mm-hmm.
it, and I wrote these things down to make sure that I was right within to be able to produce this because it is spiritual and it takes a lot from you. Um, so yeah, I definitely I think that it's gonna be something big in Columbus, honestly, and I think it's gonna continue to grow. And if you're listening, if you don't know what Say Word Wednesdays is, I
Mm-hmm.
host a poetry night every third Wednesday of the month. Just had our first one February 21st, and it was a huge success.
Outstanding.
Yes. And my guy,
There you go.
Mr. Pringles, the barber,
I-
he came and he did his thing for the first time, right?
yeah, for the first
For the
time.
first time, and how did it feel?
It
So
it felt great. And the best part about it that I got was like once I was done, it was a hill that I needed to, like a bridge I needed to cross, I'll say,
right,
just
yeah,
to get to the next one. Because I would have been
yeah.
waiting for the next one.
Right, right.
And
But
you
I
did
seen it in you.
you seen it?
I seen it in you. I
Mm-mm-mm.
seen it in you. And I think that that is what my sole purpose is. Like, I'm good at a lot of things, but that's not my sole purpose. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Because if I'm not doing it to impact somebody or to encourage somebody else, then what am I doing it for?
Right.
So when you walked in there, I saw that on you. You know what I'm saying? And I knew that you were nervous about it, but at the same time, I was gonna keep bothering you because
Hey, you
I
did
saw
not
it in
stop.
you.
Listen, you did not.
And I'm like, nah, because a lot of people I wouldn't do that to because I don't want to make anybody feel uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, knowing that, I needed at the time somebody to push me into that. So I was like, okay, well, let me try to be that for you and for others that are going to be receiving, and you were receiving of it. And now it's just a matter of you continuing to apply that and, being hungry for it, and it's going to grow.
Oh yeah, I'm hungry for it now. It was like once I was done, and I sat down, I said, "Man, I could get back up there to that."
Yeah.
It's just crossing that bridge. It's crossing that
Hmm.
bridge, and this listening to everyone. There is no wrong in it in what you say.
No.
It's all about if it's coming from your heart and delivery. Your words, you put power. You make the words powerful.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's like you the engine behind the words.
Yeah.
So my last question, because I don't want to hold you too much. What what do you find the correlation between poetry and life itself?
The correlation between poetry and life itself. I would just say experiences.
Mm-hmm.
I think experiences so I think life experiences are poetry. It depends on your perspective, how you look at it. Cause you can be down bad, but tell yourself you're not down bad. So then, that positive thought, those positive words manifest into something powerful. Because if you keep telling yourself a positive thing, like even regardless of your situation, then you gonna birth something beautiful into yourself because it's like now you unstoppable, now you unbreakable. So I think that that connection between life and poetry is just experience, and it's like what you gonna do with that experience. Are you gonna bottle that experience up, or are you gonna let that experience out? And I think that that's just what I've been used to doing. That's why my pieces are, they're I have a range of different pieces that just show my life story, from a kid up until now. So yeah, I hope that answered the question.
Oh yeah, you answered it to the fullest. I'm gonna say I just wanted to see how you was gonna put that because I know that is a form of poetry as well. Just being able to answer that question. That's how I
Oh
looked
yeah,
at it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, for sure.
so You can tell the people how to reach you. What I want. Oh, before we get out of here, I want to set you up for the Mental Health Mondays that we do as well. March is the month for the ladies. We've been doing the fellas the whole time, but
Let's
March
put
is
this in my calendar right now. I hear
yeah,
you.
yeah. It's for March. I already talked to my partner, and I believe it's gonna be towards the end of March. So what I'll do is I'm gonna hit him after we get off here, and I'll text you the date, and we'll go from there. We'll have your flyer and everything ready to go. So this will be This will be an in-person sit down.
Okay, got you. Okay, yeah, just send me that. You said March.
I'm gonna see. It's at the end of March, so I don't got the specific date. It's gonna be on a Sunday, I believe. Yeah, on a Sunday.
Okay, Sundays are usually good for me, so we can figure that out. Just let me know because I got a lot of shows coming up.
Okay. Was you in the military?
Yeah, I'm in the military now.
You know how I know? I promise you, people that in the military, y'all are like, man, everything seems organized, time, boom, boom. And I wish I had that peace. I need that peace from without being in the military.
No, you know what?
It's structured.
So I have been in the Air Force for 6 years. I actually get out. My term ends May of this year. So that's why I joined the military, because I didn't have no structure.
Man,
I had zero structure, and I knew I needed it.
Yeah, so, man. You can tell. I can tell. I can always identify when somebody's been in the military.
Yeah, well, you haven't been?
No, I haven't been in the military.
Don't do it.
Okay.
Don't do it.
All right. Well, listen. What I'll do is I just take the energy from you to find my structure and my punctuality. So, tell the people how to reach you, find you. You know, when to say Word Wednesdays, the next one, and all of that.
Yeah. So y'all can find me on Instagram at artistic. Third Wednesday of the month. Our next one is March 20th at 7:00 p.m. Address is 273 South 3rd Street. It's downtown at an amazing art gallery, Ludi's Art Studio. So yeah, tickets are going to be on Eventbrite, and it's a vibe. It's a vibe. You're going to have some good energy there, man.
Definitely.
The atmosphere going to be set. You're already going to know what you're walking into. So yeah, just come out and vibe with us. You got to be 18 or older to get in here. Man, I'm gonna leave it at that.
Listen, I'm stamping it. I'm stamping it. Hey, certified, great vibe. Man, that was powerful. And I'll be ready. I should be ready. I'll be ready. I'm in there.
Yeah, okay. Bring your friends too. I know you got a lot bring all your I'm gonna have to bring some flyers to your barbershop.
Yeah, do that.
Where you at? Where you located?
I'm over off of Bryson, by the DNS. You know what the DNS is at? You know, it's off about Bryson Livingston.
Just send me the information. I don't know nothing about Columbus. I'm still learning. I barely know how to get home.
Well, that's cool. I'm glad you was able to tap in.
And this is dope.
Yeah, man. I appreciate it. I'm glad I was able to get you on here. That was powerful in itself too. For sure. So you enjoy your night, and I will be in contact, and we'll go from there.
All right, let me know ahead of time. You know, I'll be sticking and moving.
Hey, listen, I'm definitely. I just said I know you are in the military, so I know now.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, time. I seen that when you didn't when you weren't replying, like as soon as I was like, okay, well I'm cutting, so I can't respond as soon as she can. But then I was like, hold up, she got to be doing some work or something.
Oh, I'm always school. Doing something. I ain't never. Yeah, I'm in school too. So yeah, 5 classes right now. We out here doing a lot, but it's been a blessing. So yeah.
All right, man. I appreciate you, man. Be blessed, and man, you have a nice night. Definitely.
All right, my guy. Have a good night.
You too. Man, I told you, man, she powerful. So that was our segment, man. We wrapping it up. So, you know, man, it's Mr. Pringles the Barber, a.k.a. Alwayzkuttn's head honcho. I am him, not them. I am him, not them.